Yo, yo, yo. What's good, everybody? How we doing? It's been a little while. It's been almost a week. I feel like I'm out of my element here a little bit. Good evening, Cindy, Wendy, Spaces, Jan, A Patriots, Mason, Jeff, Ms. Rain, JJ, Digital, Doug, Semperfi, Anthony, AP. What's going on, everybody? How we doing? What's up, Jabo? The trade that I was looking for is gone at this point. I was in a trade. I was long from 398, and I got stopped out. Break even. Right bottom tick here at 400. Literally got bottom tick stopped. So I should have been in a nice trade already and been up a lot, but I'm not. I am break even. That's unfortunate. Today was a pretty good trading day for me. I only traded for about an hour. Ended up 2.7K, somewhere around there, I think. What's up, Aldo? Donovan, how we doing, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? Missed you guys. It's been a little while. It's been a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go chase at this point, right? Like, we're in the middle of nowhere right now. I'm going to need to see something definitive. I still like the longs, but obviously we have point of control a little bit lower, sitting right at psych level 400, just above it. Yeah, it was a nice day for me. I've been trading really well lately, like really, really well. I've only been trading for like an hour or two out of the day, from market open until about 11, and then I'm done. It's been really easy trading lately. I'm very happy with how I've been trading lately. I've got a good little cycle going on with my funded accounts, to the point where I feel like I'm taking payouts every other day, at least, nearly every day. There's nothing to brag about, nothing to boast about on my payouts. You know, like, I'll post one here and there, you know, a $1,500 here, $1,000 there. But the last thing I want to do is fall into that trap of, you know, what you see on the internet, where everybody's just throwing out their huge profits, right? That's not what trading is for the majority of us. They have the luxury of being in the game either a long time and have really large account balances, or they have the luxury of having the affiliates backed behind them. So that's not the game that we're trying to play. That's not the game I'm trying to teach. So I'm going to stay away from doing that. You're not going to see me post huge profits a lot. You're not going to see me post payouts a lot. I will post them from time to time just to verify that I do get paid out, right? Because it does look good. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and throw my bank accounts in your face. That's not going to happen. So we're here to hang out, have a good time, learn together, and that's what we're going to do. I was scrolling through X today, and oh man, what a toxic space that place is. What a toxic space that place is. I could not believe what I was seeing, because I've never been on X personally, right? Like, we have an X account, but I very rarely go on X myself, right? I very rarely post there. Same thing with Instagram. I very rarely post there. Obviously, we're going to start posting more on those socials, but man, what a toxic space we are in. Oh man. I was actually flabbergasted that that's what goes on over there. I was shocked. Completely shocked. Could not believe what I was reading and what I was seeing. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, Arcane, I was looking at gold before I came live because I knew somebody was going to talk about it, right? This was a little aggressive. This was a little aggressive. Yeah, hey, Patriots. Like, look, guys, I want to hang out with you guys. I want to have a nice, chill environment. I don't want to bring all that into my channel. So I'm not looking to get involved with any of that going on, right? Like, I don't consider myself an influencer. I don't consider myself the world's greatest trader. There's zero reason for me to get involved in all that, right? Like, no reason whatsoever. I can't believe some of them that do get involved in it, right? I can't believe that some of them that are out there actually get involved. Like, why do you care? If you're making $200,000 a day, $100,000 a day, what do you care what anybody else is saying or doing? Like, literally, what do you care? I could care less. Dude, if I was making that kind of money, I would not be. What's up, Pine, by the way? I would not be. I don't even know if I'd be streaming, to tell you the truth. I'd be off on a boat somewhere. Yeah, Pine. Like, it's almost like, because they're so intertwined, right? Like X, YouTube, Instagram, like, you know, as you're building your channel out, if you want it to succeed, you kind of have to have some sort of presence there. But man, just like, I could not believe what I was reading. I couldn't believe what I was reading, Pine. I was like, this is what's really going on here over here. What a toxic environment for people to Blue Dog. The number on the thumbnail is an accruing total from all my globex trading sessions since April. Not throughout the whole year, but since April. So that's just what I've made on all globex sessions combined. It's not like what I've made tonight. No. That's why the YTD is on there, year to date. I'm not one of these guys that sits there and makes $20,000 a day. I'm just not. That's not who I am. That's not how I choose to trade. I'm much more reserved. Yeah, cheers, Blue Dog. Yeah, I'm very, like, yes, I'm profitable. Yes, this is what I do for a living. But what makes me profitable isn't, like, necessarily the fact that I have the greatest strategy on earth, right? Like, it's my risk management, A, and B, my patience and the ability to wait for key levels to get hit, right? And as long as I'm only executing around there, my risk is defined, my targets are wide, you know, I get one trade level to level. Like, if I was to catch this trade from 480 down to 360, that's 120 points. Day done, right? Or if I take the hit here, it's only a 20-point hit. So I simplify my trading as much as possible. It wasn't until I eliminated all the clutter, all the indicators, you know, looking at 50 different things, trying to make everything line up, where I really found, like, any kind of success, really. So, yeah. Yeah, we are in no man's land. Just sitting on 25,420 on NQ. Gold is kind of at an interesting spot here. Phoenix, price action was good. I mean, my pre-market plan, Phoenix, you had access to it, right? And if you were patient to wait for a little bit of the volatility to die down a little bit, my pre-market trading plan played out perfect. For those of you that have access to it, key level was 200. As long as we were holding above 200, I was going to be long. Entry level 220, right? Targets 265, 330, 390. Now you come back and look at what happened today, right? Okay, so the open is right here. Price came down, wick down to 210, reclaimed, long 220. First target was 265, hit immediately. Hit immediately. Next target was 330. Hit immediately. And yeah, you had to deal with a little pullback in here, but you could have held all the way to the third target with little to no worry. Little to no worry. I mean, so what is that? 170 points? I'd say that's a pretty good trade, Phoenix. I'd say that's a pretty good trade. Hey, what's up, Kelly? How are you? Yeah, guys, smash that thumbs up button for me if you could. It's been a while since I've streamed, so I'm anticipating a little lower viewership this evening. It's been almost a week, but every little bit helps. Every thumbs up helps. Coming in the new year, we are going to be pivoting the streaming schedule, just to give you guys a heads up and a little prelude. I put a poll out in the Discord to see what you guys would prefer. I'm going to be probably only doing, and Pine, listen to this, just because you'll want to hear this, because it's really just me and you and Stock Tiger late at night now. I'm only going to be doing globex sessions on Sunday nights. Starting in the new year. Hey, thanks, Scott. Appreciate you. For those of you guys that are in the vertical stream, feel free to click on the other live stream on my channel. It's a much better viewing experience, and that's where most people are hanging out at. I think you'll enjoy your time here a little bit more. Let's put it that way. We got about 80 people in the horizontal stream right now. We'll probably get around, I don't know, 200 to 250 people in tonight. But yes, we are going to be, I know, Ms. Rain, I know you're disappointed. I know time is limited for some of you, right? Like, I know this is when you can get on. But YouTube has kind of boxed my channel in. You know, the growth has slowed down. The views have started to slow down. So we need to do something. We need to test other waters, right? We need to widen the audience if we want the channel to continue to grow. You know, every now and then, you know, we'll have that 300 viewer stream. But it seems like we've kind of reached our plateau level on the globex sessions. And it's nothing against you guys, right? But at the end of the day, when you want your channel to grow and you want it to produce the way that you kind of want it to produce, you have to experiment, and you have to listen to what the YouTube analytics are telling you. And so that's an entirely different game. Trading aside, like trying to grow a YouTube channel is very, very difficult. Much harder than I anticipated when I started this whole thing. Much harder. Don't get me wrong. I'm shocked at how big the channel has gotten, right? Like, I never thought we would have 5,000 viewers within 1 year of streaming, right? Like, that's an outlier within itself. So I'm very, very happy. And like I said, it's all because of you guys. Yeah, we are GG, but like, look at this. So when we ended the last stream, right? A lot of our growth recently is due to doing giveaways, right? But that's not organic growth, right? That's people chiming in, and maybe they're staying if they like the content, maybe they're not, right? But just for reference, we ended the last stream with 5,664 or 65 subs. Since then, we have lost almost 20 subscribers, right? Tonight, I'll give you, when I end the stream, I'll let you know where we're at, and we'll see if we pick up even 20 or 30 tonight. But yes, we are going to be pivoting. We're probably going to do Monday, Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m., and then we're going to stream Friday, New York Open. So that is what the majority voted on. So we're going to do Sunday, globex, and then we're going to do Monday, Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m. in the afternoon, Eastern Standard. Hey, what's up, Adam? How are you? And then we're going to do a Friday Open so that you guys can get a glimpse of how what my days normally look like, right? Little caveat, Fridays are normally my worst trading day historically. So I'll prelude that before we go live. But yeah, that looks like what we're going to settle into. So there will be no streams on Tuesdays, no streams on Thursdays. I'm going to use that time to start producing long form content and other kinds of things that I can get out to you guys. Because right now I just don't have the time in my day to do everything that needs to be getting done, right? You know, doing the things that actually like grow the channel faster. So I need to find a time slot or time in the week where I can do that. And right now I just don't have that time streaming every globex night and trading during the day and then answering DMs and emails and the business back end stuff, right? Different hat every stream. I've got like 6 hats that I cycle through, Blue Dog. I've got like 6 hats that I cycle through. But yeah, I did want to give you guys a heads up and let you know what's going on. Ms. Rain, I have one partner, one business partner right now. He's my editor. He's the back end. He's the manager. He's kind of everything. And then I'm the face in front of the camera, the channel, the trading plans, the trader, the PR, you know, that kind of stuff. But you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked at how much work there actually is as your channel starts to grow. If Pine's still here, he knows. There's a lot of stuff that you deal with on the back end that totally distracts you from producing content and doing everything else that you need to get done. For reference, I know I've said it before. But my days look like this. I wake up at 6:30 in the morning, right? I work out. I get a little something to eat. I sit down. I do my pre-market homework, look at the news, do all that, write up the trading plan, get that out, trade for 2 hours, get done, go eat lunch, come back, answer DMs, communicate with everybody that's messaged me, and deal with the business side of things. And then I go eat dinner, and I come back, and I get in front of the camera for 2 to 3 hours every night. That's my schedule right now. And then I have Saturdays really to myself. Tim, the Lions hat. Lions are done. Hey, what's up, Sean? How are you? The Lions blew it. They had to beat the Packers last week. They couldn't do it. So, like, yeah, Pine, you know. I mean, it's very difficult for one person to do, right? The work that needs to be done. And I want to get long form content out for you. I want to get strategy videos out, how I draw the levels. I want to get other pieces of content other than live streams out, right? So in order to do that, I got to find time to do that, right? And I want to produce good content, not just something that's, you know, hodgepodge together and sent out just to get content out. So that's where we're at. Raul, how do you draw the levels? Raul, you want to know where a good starting point is? Every Sunday when you go into market open, I want you to take weekly high, previous weekly high, previous weekly low. Mark those on your charts. All right? And then take each daily candle that you see and mark the high and low of each daily candle. And that will give you a good starting point as to where areas are. If you can strictly execute from only those prices, right? If you can strictly execute from only those prices, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Your risk will be easily defined. Thanks, Amalti. I appreciate you, brother. I see you over there. I see you over there. What if he likes a VWAP bounce? Does that include the wicks, Tim? Tim, a lot of times what you'll notice is you'll end up with a lot of higher time frame wicks. So if you go down to your 1 hour chart, you'll end up with a lot. You'll generally have multiple tests of price on those higher time frames, both from the top side and the bottom side. Obviously, all-time highs is a little bit different kind of trading. You're kind of just waiting for a pullback at that point. But when you have previously traded price and you can look left on a chart, right? Like, for instance, this is the gold chart, right? When you can look left and find previously traded price on higher time frames, we've got one test here of 4180, 2 tests, rejection below, 3 tests, rejection below. And granted, these don't come up there, but my levels are drawn on to define my risk, right? So really this entire area right here is a level on gold. You're looking at a 20-point level on gold. VWAP, where institutional money plays. Oh, jeez. Like, look, guys, I don't really use VWAP a whole lot. I have it on my charts more or less for the stream so you guys can see it, so you know where it is at all times. But I would prefer to be trading into VWAP, like already be in a position rather than executing around VWAP, right? You can kind of see why, right? We are just chopping back and forth. You would rather be playing almost a reversion to VWAP rather than executing from VWAP expecting the bounce, right? Now, there are days where it plays out perfect. There are days where it plays out perfect, right? Hey, thanks, Cindy. Appreciate you. Yeah, guys, that Lucid Flex plan has rolled out. The promo deal lasts until December 3rd. You can use code WEST to lock in. I think the 50Ks are like $78 or something like that right now. If you're asking me personally, I still think their pro plans are better. They're a little more expensive, but consistency in the funded does not bother me, right? If you're looking for long-term success, consistency should never be an issue, right? Your days should look very similar. So consistency is never really an issue. The only thing that it limits you on is at the very beginning while you're building an account balance. Yeah, Red, you are a mod now. You are a mod now. We got a lot of new mods in the stream. By the way, thank you guys for volunteering for modding. It's needed. So, I mean, we've got, what do we got in here right now? We've got just over 100 people in right now. A lot of times it starts getting a little bit noisy. We want to keep this place as mellow, as chill, as troll-free as we possibly can, right? Because it's just a better experience for you guys, a better experience for me. I'm not the world's greatest trader. I know that. People are going to come in, start dogging me, asking why I'm not in a trade. You guys know why I'm not in a trade. We're in the middle of nowhere for me. What's the disadvantage of Flex? Madal, so basically the difference between Flex and the Pro plan right now is just where consistency lies and the payout structure. The consistency flips from being in the funded in the Pro to being in your evaluation in the Flex. They've removed the buffer on any new accounts purchased, so there's no longer a payout buffer that you have to clear. I believe they've removed the DLL, so there's no longer a daily loss limit either until you're in the funded stage and you have a big balance, right? I think it's 60% of your peak is your DLL. So yeah. All right, so let's go over it real quick. Let's just do this, get it out of the way. All right. So obviously the pricing is what it is right now. Even if you use code WEST, it's going to be $84, right? On the, or no, it does jump down, I believe. I can't remember. These are all the pros. These are your pro accounts. So they do have DLLs on your pro accounts. The payout rules are a little bit different. And then here's your Flex. So the Flex is a little bit cheaper, right? There's no DLL on the Flex. The only difference is, right, when you do have consistency built in, whereas the pros are 1 day to pass, and then consistency is on the funded stage. Consistency flips here to the eval stage, and you don't have consistency in the funded stage. So that's really the main difference that I could determine. And then if you go to their FAQs, the Lucid Flex looks like this, right? So on a 25K, $100 is a minimum daily profit. So that constitutes a winning trading day. These are all your winning trading days here. And then your payout request, there's a minimum of $500 per payout request. And you can only withdraw 50% of your max, 50% of your profit, up to 1,000 on 25K, up to 2,000 on 50K, up to 2,500 on 100K, and up to $3,000 on your 150K. There's no buffer. So hopefully that gives you a little bit different view of which, well, at least a little preference, right? And then if you go to the Lucid Pro, the Lucid Pros are pretty much, the minimum daily for a winning trading day is a little bit lower on the Pros. You still have to maintain, on old accounts, I believe it's 35% consistency. On newer accounts, I believe it's 40% consistency. This is only in the funded stage. It's still 1 day to pass. And then these are your max payouts that you can withdraw. Right? So you have a little higher top end on the payouts that you can get. Yeah, Kelly, Flex is still every 5 days. Still every 5 days. If you're asking me, I'm still gonna go with Pros. I'm not gonna do the Flex at all. I'm still gonna go with Pros. Because consistency and funded doesn't bother me, right? Like, I'm not a YOLOer. I don't throw max leverage on and try to get one big day to like have a huge account balance. So that doesn't bother me. My days are fairly consistent. So the consistency rule has never bothered me. I've always traded with consistency from the first time I started trading, right? There's always been consistency built in. But Lucid is they're a great prop, guys. Like, if you haven't tried them out yet and you want to get in with a good prop, a reliable, trustworthy prop, Lucid is a very good option. Very good option. Of the new ones, of all those new props that I've seen come out, I think Lucid is probably the best. They had the financial backing. Their rules will set you up for long-term success, I feel. They're definitely not, pushing the get rich quick thing in your face. And yeah, Phoenix, that's exactly right. They do, like, money hits your account usually within a couple minutes. Within a couple minutes. The money from time of request, it's kind of similar to my funded futures. I would say those two are the quickest in the game as far as from time of payout request to time funds hit your account. They are the quickest, without a doubt. Nearly instant. My goodness, what are we doing here? Are we just ranging? Half tempted to take this long. I feel like we didn't get quite high enough. 450 though. Um, Interest higher still. Let me see what's going on order flow wise. You got some aggressive selling. Got an aggressive buyer just below 400, keeping it up. A little bit of absorption. Yeah, Joe, give it a shot. Lucid's great. Haven't passed an eval yet. Just slow it down, brother. Like, I think people try to rush through those evals too much, you know. That's where social media is kind of like jaded the picture for a lot of beginning traders. Is they make it seem so easy to make, huge amounts of money really quick, but the reality of the situation is you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know if they're hedging firms against each other. You don't know what's going on. You got to take everything with a grain of salt. All right, Phoenix, enjoy your breakfast. I mean, you don't see very many of the big influencers posting big red days, right? Like ever. They're always up 40, 50, $60,000, right? Sometimes more, 80,000, 90,000. They never lose. They never lose. There's never a red day in there. They just have huge, massive winning days all the time. Yeah, Savvy, 100%. Yeah, and the props have enabled them to do that, right? Yeah, Joe, take it slow. You have an entire month to pass those evaluations. You have an entire month, and you have the rest of your life to build your accounts and make money. One day you will be there where you're having big days, right? Like it does happen, but you got to get there first, right? Like, you got to learn to crawl before you can walk, kind of deal. That is the one thing that I think I benefited was like I said, when I started with Top Step, that was the first prop that I went with. Um, it was a 3 week process. Like you did not want to fail and have to start a month behind, right? Like, so you took it slow. You took it extremely, extremely slow. There wasn't copy trading multiple accounts. You weren't allowed to have multiple accounts. It wasn't until Apex came around with the 20 accounts that started happening, and then everybody kind of hopped on board. You were allowed one account and one account only. So you were almost forced to take it slow. But at the end of the day, that helped me, right? Like that instilled good like self-discipline and rules, and it allowed me to build an account slowly. And I also benefited from starting trading right after COVID, where it was a bull market nearly every day. You would just wait for the market to dip and buy the dip. So I was able to build an account relatively quickly, all things considered. Yeah, Tyler. I mean, I'm just not interested anymore in this. Like I said, I took a break even stop on this bottom tick wick here at 400. I'm good on getting back in. Yeah, yeah, Fred. The big influencer doesn't post means he had a red day. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, look, either just don't post. I think that's where they go wrong, right? Like, I get it. They're trying to sell courses, they're trying to sell mentorships, they're trying to do what they do, right? They're signal services, um, everything like that. Like you have to post big profits in order to garner that kind of attention and have people buy in. But yeah, like I think that's the worst thing that they can do in a lot of cases, because, you know, beginning traders are trying to learn. They're the ones who they're actually selling to, right? And then that instills in that beginner trader's mind, oh, this is what's possible. Well, let's go ahead and do this. But the reality of the situation is even if they're a good trader, like Rips is a great trader. He's a really good trader. But they're not Rips. They're not going to be able to, you know, take in information and data and process it all the same way that he does. Not for a very long time. He's been trading for 15 years, you know. That's a long ways down the line. That's a long ways down the line. So I almost think it's a bad thing that they post these huge P&Ls. Like it's a bad thing. But at the same time, none of these people are licensed brokers, or they wouldn't be online streaming, right? Like nothing that they say is financial advice, right? So you just have to, you just got to take everything with a grain of salt, right? Like, I can tell you things that I know, but at the same time, like I said, your learning curve is going to be different than mine. The way you process things is going to be different than how I do. And I'm a very average trader. I'll flat out admit it. Yes, I'm profitable. Yes, I make a living off of it, but when all is said and done, I'm not out here making, I'm not making $80,000 in a single day. I can tell you that right now. No shot. My average day is somewhere between 1K to 2K. Somewhere in there. Probably even less than that. Probably like 800 to 1,000 a day. This space is yet. I mean, I don't know. Nah, Simplify. No giveaways tonight. No giveaways. I don't have any accounts to give away. The way those giveaways work is when you guys use code WES at the props, and after so many people use code WES, then they kick in the giveaways. They don't just give me accounts every day. It's normally not till the end of the month when we get the giveaways, right? All right, we're coming down into that 390 area again. Let's see if we bounce here and we feel like ranging a little bit, or if we're going to sweep lower. I do feel like ES rejected a key area up there at 6830-ish, 6832, and is kind of rolled over and heading back down. I think if ES loses this area, it's going to pull the NQ down with it, probably back down into, let's see, what is this? 3810, 3811, or 6810, 6811, my bad. Not reading numbers correctly this evening. Yeah, guys, you don't have to put in exclamation point West tonight. There's no giveaways this evening. No account giveaways. I have no free accounts to give away. This is interesting. Starting to get a little interested. Exclamation point bots. No, Tim. I'm not any of the big influencers, right? I'm not any of them. Hey, thanks, Mr. Longshorts. Appreciate you. No, I appreciate all of you that show up each and every night, right? I understand the giveaways attract, people that just want the free accounts, and that's fine. Hopefully they come back. Hopefully they like the stream. Hopefully they like the community. We have an amazing community. Like, there are very good traders in the chat. Like I've said before, much better traders than me. Oh my goodness, are we just going to chop here all night? Oh, why? Oh, Francois, no worries. This is the first stream that I've had in about a week, to tell you the truth. This is the first stream I've had in about a week. Yeah, Francois, you're good. I took Thanksgiving off. I had family in town. All right. Central pivot sitting down there at 375. We are kind of just chopping around. Oh, 100%, Michael. Actually, that's a good post. 100%. All right, we'll see you later, Ms. Rain. Yeah, Michael. I mean, look, whatever streamer or influencer you're following isn't going to be around forever. Like, they're not going to stream forever. Right? Like, I'm not going to be 80 years old still in front of a camera streaming, right? That's not going to happen. The average streamer's lifespan is probably about, I don't know, what would you guys say? 10 to 15 years maybe max? If they make it that long, you know? Oh, there's no music playing? Oh, thank you for the heads up. There should be music. Thank you. Epidemic sound being crazy. All right, is that better? Yeah, Michael, 100%. No, you are spitting facts over there. Absolutely spitting facts. You thought I was trying it a cappella tonight? You guys don't want to hear me sing. Believe me. Believe me. That is the last thing you want to hear. Oh man, we have a winter weather advisory. Have any of you guys had snow yet? Out of curiosity, have any of you guys had snow? Because we're expecting our first accumulation. Like, we've had flurries here, but we haven't had like anything really accumulate and stick. But we're expecting our first actual like good snowfall here overnight tonight. Semper Fi's like, not in Phoenix. Eclipse is like, I'm in Toronto, bro. I know Chicago got hammered over the weekend. Massive. Oh yeah, you got snow too up there in Detroit for sure. Mom on a mission. You have in Indiana? Okay. Polk County. Snow? What's that? Florida here. There was a couple years ago where I think they got snow in Florida. I remember when I lived in Charleston, we just had no way to deal with it. Like, so any amount of snow, like, or the threat of snow, everything closed down because they just don't have the resources to deal with snow on the roads. Globex, you had 6 in Minneapolis on Sunday. Got a lot of snow in Quebec. Yeah. Oh, I bet you Canadians definitely got snow by now. I haven't. We haven't had anything here in Louisville yet. Overnight tonight will be the first. Overnight tonight will be the first. I think we're expecting like 4 inches, something like that. Nothing crazy, but enough to slow things down. They call it Snowmageddon in Austin. Yeah. I gotta make a trip down that way, Michael, at some point. I know a few people that live there in Austin that I need to see. Charleston's your favorite stop when you do both? Yeah, Charleston's nice, T. Cooper. Charleston was nice. It just, like, it did so much growth, and there's no, like, infrastructure to support that kind of population anymore there, so it just takes forever to get anywhere in Charleston. No, Coach Fred, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, nice, Michael. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if I get down that way. My sister lives in Dallas. She works for at AT&T headquarters. So, obviously, I'm going to make a trip down there to see her. But I'd love to take a little road trip for a few days down to Austin and check it out as well. In fact, I need to, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to need to message Trades by Matt to get him to be like, what's up, bro? It's been a while. I'm in town. Let me come see the office. Oh, Red, you live in Louisville too? Nice. J-Town? Yeah, you're not far. You're not far. I'm obviously not going to disclose exactly where I live to the internet. So, but I live in Louisville, yes. All right, we are, dude. Why does this happen every time I go live, guys? Am I cursed? Like, am I cursed? I guess we had one good downside move, but man, that's hard to take that short for me. In the middle, it kind of just turned around in the middle of nowhere. I guess you had this one block there, one candle. I know, Michael. So like, I would have preferred it to sweep lower and reclaim before I got long, you know? What's up, Martin? How are you? Yes, I am. Yeah, Michael, I'm kind of on the long side as well. I was long earlier. I got kind of gross break even stopped here at 400 on this candle. Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. Red, but for reference, I live off of Bardstown Road, but that runs all the way through Louisville, so there's no there's no pinpointing it. Or try the Wyckoff channel. I've never really messed with a Wyckoff channel. Does that work, Michael? Yeah, Martin, that's kind of I kind of knew this was going to happen here at this area. That's why if you looked at my trading plan this morning, Martin, my top side target, my furthest extension target was 390 because I kind of knew once we got around 400, it was going to be iffy. You know, when we zoom out and look at, like, say a 30-minute chart, We'll go back 3 months. I don't even need that much, really. And you look at what was happening around here. That's kind of why I don't have anything drawn here. I'm not interested, really, in the middle of all this. You got a lot of straight up and straight down. So we probably need to fill in some volume in here. I would much prefer to be executing from either here or here. Because this can slide either way. You got straight down, you got straight up, you got straight down. You got a couple wicks in here on the 30 minute. Straight down, straight up. But you kind of want to be executing from those extremes when you're going through those areas. So I would almost rather be like long from like 360-ish or short from like 480. I really don't like being in the middle here because it can slide either way. That might just be one of those nights where I don't catch a trade. And I'm okay with that as long as you guys are. Matrix code. Yeah, Michael, I just simplify everything as much as possible. Is when price gets to these areas, I look to execute, and if it doesn't do what I want, if price doesn't do what I want it to do, I don't execute. As simple as that. Eh, 3 months is fine there. Okay. Jeez. Hey, what's up, live trading? How are you? Yeah, this is brutal. This is brutal. Invisible, you have an AI analyzer and it gave you 30% confidence and said stay away on NQ. Yeah, I mean, we can look at gold, I guess. You know, we can take a look at gold here. I will only trade micros on gold. I will not be trading minis on gold. But even gold's kind of settled into like a 10-point range. Stay away index on NQ is 100%. Yeah, this is I heard last night. Yeah, sorry about last night, guys, by the way. A little bit of technical difficulties, but I heard last night was good movement. I heard it was volatile and you had some good movement. Last I looked, the Nas was down like 200 points. Mad Lord. So what I did is I used my prop firm payouts to fund my personal account is the way that I did it. Hey, what's up, Turgalos? Is that what that says? Sorry if I butchered that name. Hey, what's up, Trader 007? How are you? Yeah, this is brutal. Even gold's not moving. Something like that. Yeah, I apologize. I apologize if I butchered it. I meant no offense. I assure you. I meant no offense. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna sit here, huh? There's nothing to do. Turg is good? Okay. All right, I got you. I got you. That I can do. That I can handle. Yeah, I want there's nothing here for me anymore. There's nothing here for me anymore. Yeah, Jeff, I mean, you should be stoked about your Bears, actually. Shoot, they're first place in the NFC right now. My Lions are done. They're done. They are done. Amon-Ra St. Brown is hurt. Our tight end is hurt for the rest of the year. Defense is banged up. We're done. Michael, Patriots are 10-2. How that happened? Yeah, the Patriots are doing well too. Just goes to show what having a good head coach does. Oh my guys, look at volume. You probably can't see it, but man, volume has just died. There's not even trades going off right now for periods of time. There's literally no orders. Nothing happening. Hey, later, Savvy. Yeah, it's pretty bad, Savvy. This will put you to sleep for sure. This will put you to sleep. I mean, we've been live for an hour and really had like one move. Well, we had a move and we had a retrace, right? Yeah, Invisible, this is bad. It should be illegal for it to be this bad. I mean, this is like even gold. Even gold is not doing a thing. Like, it looks like a short on gold, but I got nothing. I got nothing for you. Let's take a look at YM here quick. I mean, YM's kind of at the bottom of a range. Is YM about to break down? Do we have a winner here? You got a stair step down. Let me see what I'm looking at to the left over here, though. You got a prior swing high here. There's really not a whole lot. All right, so YM looks like you could see some downside here. I would say if it dips below 47,285, you're probably looking at almost a 200-point move. So YM looks like it might be the play. It's just going to take forever for that trade to develop because it is the YM. Yeah, Caleb, you're going to find that. I kind of touched on that a little bit earlier. Funds that have firms that have consistency built in and all that. I think because your mindset isn't, hey, let's get the huge trade, let's get the massive profits. it kind of flips to, okay, I've got a little bit more time to do this, so I don't need the huge home run. I can just take base hits and get there. But psychologically, it just makes trading so much easier, right? Those of you that are struggling to pass evaluations and get to funded accounts or get to payout on those funded accounts, I highly suggest going to a firm that might be a little bit longer evaluation and has consistency built in. And I think you might notice a huge difference in your trading, aside from maybe limiting the amount of trades that you take per day, right? Like that's the one thing that I notice where people struggle the most is they're just clicking too many buttons. They're clicking too many buttons. Like you're executing way too much. And you can kind of see it in people's calendars if they're willing to post their calendars. You'll kind of see the days that they're successful are the days where they take far less trades. And then their red days are the ones where they're taking a lot of trades. Less is way more in this game. Less is more. Wow, the market just died. This is bad, guys. Like, this is bad. I mean, what are we doing here? Yeah, Philo. The less trades you take, the better off you are. Does that mean don't trade at all? No, obviously not, right? Like you have to risk something in order to make money. But if your first trade's a winner, if you've made $500 or $600 on that first trade, lock it up. Or at least tell yourself you're not letting that day go red on you. Set a bottom line. Yeah, nice, Caleb. 10 days, 20% consistency. Yeah, nice. Nice. I know, what is it? The trade desk or the trading desk prop where you can kind of build your own account and size, and they give you an account, but they have like parameters in place that don't let you have really big days. They don't let you have huge blow up days either. Maybe firms like that, maybe spend a little more up front, That's the lure, is the cheap accounts psychologically, for whatever reason, that puts automatically right in your mind, let's just YOLO this because it's a cheap eval, right? So automatically right now, they've put you in that gambler's mindset. Hey, it's not that much money, it's $20, it's $30. Even if I blow it, it doesn't matter. Philo, the Lucid accounts on mine. So the only thing that changed on my accounts that I've had for a little while is going to be actually nothing changed. I'm still under the old rules. So I have 35% consistency on all my fundeds. I don't have any of the flex accounts with Lucid. So I'm still under the old rules. The only thing that changed is, they eliminated the buffer. So I can withdraw some of my buffer. Oh, Caleb, if you're talking about the pro plan on my funded futures, you missed the deal. They had 50% off those pro plans on Friday. And then they had 30%. Oh man, I don't know when it expires or if it expires. It might expire at 3 a.m. tomorrow. So you might still be able to get 30% off on those. But that's their promo right now, is on those pro plans. A lot of people shy away from those pro plans. I think they're good if you're looking for long-term success and bigger payouts. I think they're great. Like if you're looking to be in it for a while, I think they're great. They're a little more pricey, but if you can pass evals on a regular basis, they're kind of worth it. Francois, I know it's bad. This is bad. Later, Francois. Yeah, we might be calling it early tonight, guys. I mean, it is not moving. Started to move a little bit. It's kind of jumped off 400 there again. But my biggest fear is we get up here to 420 and just kind of do this for a little while till London. Well, regardless, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. There's not really much for me to do, other than hang out with you guys and talk trading or talk whatever you guys want to talk about. Wow, I just looked up at the football game. The Patriots are up 27-7. Yikes. Yikes. Don't worry, guys. You don't have to put in exclamation point West tonight. There's no giveaways. I have no accounts to give away currently. No accounts. Nice pump off 400, though. Right when I talk about getting off the stream, we finally get a little bit of a move. All right, where is VWAP at? Oh, we kind of just broke above it. Did you guys did you trade over the holiday break? Did you trade the half day on Friday? Out of curiosity. How did it look on Friday? Was it slow? Spam it anyway. I mean, you can if you want to. If you want to spam it. Chat engagement for sure. What are the targets, Pete? There's your levels. Well, that's what I have closest to current price right now. You're more than welcome to draw them on your charts. They will adjust as time proceeds, but you're more than welcome to draw them on your charts. Tim, you went long 405? I would definitely, I would definitely lock something in. I mean, we are not moving. We're just not getting follow through. Oh yeah, I did hear that, Globex girl. Yeah, the CME was down. I heard about that. What was that? Was that Thanksgiving Day or was that Friday? Turkey Day was horrible. Thanksgiving was horrible. Yeah, I kind of knew. That's why I just took it off, obviously. It'll probably be the same thing around Christmas, you know. A lot of times we do get some good moves during the month of December going into the new year. The Santa Claus rally, so to speak. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. We could head downside. I'm not sure. But like we are trading on the Nas. We're back above the daily 20. We're back above the daily 50. Obviously above the daily 100. The daily 20 and the daily 50 are kind of like crossing right now. The daily 20 is trying to cross over the daily 50. Spread was like 20? What? Wait, what? So if you market it in, you were automatically down like $80 to $100? Went down Thursday night around 8:45 p.m. So it went down on Thanksgiving Day. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, guys. I don't like anything that we're seeing here. If you caught that long, congratulations off of 400. But I don't like anything that I'm seeing here. I'm probably not going to catch a trade here for a little while. If I was to catch a trade, for reference tonight, just so you guys can see, I know it's a little bit slower and price action kind of stinks, right? We gained 1 subscriber tonight. Just so you guys can see. And that's another reason why I can tell that maybe we've reached our peak. Hey, what's up, Nathan? Nathan, it's all about, so I use order flow for confirmation around the level. I don't know which level's going to work and which level's not going to work, right? Like nobody really does with 100% certainty. So what I'm looking for is usually what I'm looking for is either a passive buyer or seller. Passive buyer if we're heading to the top side, that's absorbing some aggressive, or passive seller is what I mean to the top side. Passive buyer to the downside. I'm looking to see a lot of aggressive buying as we're heading up into those areas get absorbed without price able to really push through that passive seller and price to kind of turn around. And that's what I'm using for confirmation, kind of. Vice versa to the downside. You don't necessarily need to understand this in order to have it work if you can properly locate supply, demand, support, and resistance, right? If you just want to be a chart trader, you know, what you're looking for kind of is a bull flag or bear flag set up for the shorts, bull flag for the longs. So you're looking for break and retests. You know, break, retest, short. Target next level to the downside. Nathan, yeah, so the 30-minute is as low as I'll typically go to find the levels. But I generally start on the daily and work my way down from there. Every Sunday, I reassess. Every start of the new week, I reassess. Mark your weekly highs, your weekly lows. Go to your daily chart. Mark those daily highs, daily lows. And that'll give you a good, at least, estimate about where you should be looking. And then you zoom down to the lower time frames. Look at where price has tested a lot in the past, right? Like, look at where sellers have stepped in the past. Look at where buyers have stepped in the past. Ooh, Jabo, I'm going to be of no help. I'm not up at that time. I have no idea who streams during London session. No idea. No clue. Aviation edits. Blew your account today. You didn't want to pay a rebill. Okay. How many tries till I passed my first account? Aviation edits. I'm not going to lie to you. My very first evaluation I passed. But like I said, that's an outlier. But the rules were a lot different when I started trading, right? First I paper traded for a year and a half to 2 years before I ever put anything on the line. Before I ever even tried an evaluation. So just keep all that in mind. My journey is different than everybody else's. So my first evaluation I passed, but it's because it was entirely different than trading nowadays is with prop firms. Entirely different. The rules were far more strict. And it took way longer to get through them. Towards the end of the month, you just give up and gamble. I mean, if you're coming up on rebuild, I understand, right? Like if you're gonna get rebuild. Joe, you thought I was gonna say it took me 100 eval tries? No, look, the rules were entirely different. The way it was set up was entirely different, right? I'm sure the pass rate when I started was a lot higher than what it is now. It was a lot higher. You know, because it was, like I said, it was 3 weeks to pass. And there was no like, hey, let's just restart from 2 days ago. No, you had to go all the way back to step 1 with Top Step and start at the very beginning again and start the 3-week process of trying to pass again. And I just told myself, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let a whole month go by and have to restart. Yeah, that's true. Aviation edits. Just so you know, Lucid is no rebill. You can take as long as you want with Lucid. There is no monthly rebill with them. It's a one-time payment. Take as long as you want. If you want to take 4 months, you can take 4 months. Yeah, Lucid's really good, guys. Like it's really, really good. They're cheap. They're cheaper than most. All in cost, they're cheaper than most. Is that what I'm drawing today? Oh, aviation edits. I have no free giveaways. I have no accounts to give away. We're all out of them. We are all out of free giveaways. We've got nothing. Nathan's that's a person-to-person bias, I think, between the Flex and the Pro. Me personally, because consistency does not bother me, I prefer the Pro. But some people are gonna prefer the Flex, right? Like consistency. Just keep in mind that you will have 50% consistency in your evaluation, so it will no longer be 1 day to pass. It's going to be 2 days to pass, just like all the rest of them for the most part. The payout structure is a little bit different. Yeah, Caleb, you can do a lot of damage with 1 to 2 micros, though. You know, like 1 to 2 micros is good. Yeah, Simplify. Like once you're in a live account, you don't really have you don't have anything to worry about. Once you're in a live account, it's a live brokerage account with Lucid. It's not a sim live. It's live. It's real money. So daily payouts, the whole 9. I had so many days of giveaways that everybody thinks I have a giveaway. How much margin? How much margarine do you? How much margin do you need in order to trade micros on a personal account? It all depends on the broker, JJ. It all depends on the broker. Philo, yes, I do believe the buffer is removed completely from both. Oh, do I have a strategy to avoid tilt? Aviation edits? Don't trade on tilt. Normally, like if I start getting angry, I try to step away. I step away. I don't try. I go for a run. I go work out. I go do something else. Yeah, cheers, Philo. Oh, thanks, Mohammed. Appreciate you. Yeah, guys. Like all you guys that use code West, I thank you for the support. It definitely helps the channel quite a bit. It helps Mason not have to worry about a job. Hopefully, when he graduates from uni, as they call it over there. Shut off the computer works for you, Tim. Yeah, I mean, if you go on tilt, the worst thing you can do is sit there and continue to stare at the charts, right? Like that's the worst thing you can do. I would also implement a hard shut off, like say, hey, if you like to trade a lot, say I'm only giving myself 5 trades today, and that's all I get. Is Mason a tax write-off? No, Martin, he's not a tax write-off, unfortunately. Yeah, that's true, Javo. That's exactly right. That's how they work. That's how the giveaways work. That's how everything works, is you guys using code West. That's how it all works. I've even asked them, like, look, can I purchase a bunch of accounts to give away? And they flat out told me, no, we can't do that. Yeah, Joe, with Lucid, there's no time. There's no time limit on your evaluations. You can take them as long as you want. You can go as slow as you want to go. If you want to start out trading 1 micro contract, trade 1 micro until you build a balance, right? Nathan's. Yeah, because he's kind of got a similar size channel to mine. I can tell you this. In fact, I think that would be a good long form video to do, Nathan's. Thank you for bringing that up. Is to walk through and show you guys everything about what YouTube actually pays us and how much like actually comes from Google AdSense and all that. You'll be shocked at how low it actually is. Off his channel, just like the YouTube side of things, I can't speak about his affiliates, right? Like I don't know what his affiliate, like how many people are using his code or whatever. But I would say off the YouTube side of things, he's got roughly 1,000 more subscribers. He generally has, similar viewers in his streams. Obviously, tonight's an outlier. We got 150 people in here. Normally, we got about 250 to 300. I would say, excluding channel memberships, he's probably making $300 a month. Hey, Grumpy OH. Oh man, how great was that Buckeyes beatdown of Michigan over the weekend? But I would say somewhere around $300 a month total. We make around 250 on ads a month. So I'm guessing, unless he has his ads turned way up. Oh, aviation edits. I don't know. I didn't choose that title. That's my editor, Mason, that schedules the stream and chose the title. So I don't know what he means by Manipulation Mondays. Yeah, it was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. I was pretty happy to see them finally run it down Michigan's throats. In the snow in Ann Arbor. I was pretty happy about it. But yeah, Nathan, to answer your question, probably about $300 a month. Like I said, I don't know how many memberships his channel has or anything like that, but just off of ads and whatnot, I would say around $300 a month. You know, I don't know if people super chat on his channel a lot or gift memberships or anything like that. Nathan's, well, if you get up around like that kind of size, obviously the ads change a little differently, because so the way YouTube pays you, right, is advertisers pay them to run ads on your content. The more views you get, the longer people watch, the higher amount the advertisers are willing to pay to put their ads on your content, right? Like, that's the way that it works. So for every 1,000 views, they have what they call a CPM, and that's a rate that YouTube pays you per every 1,000 views. Like, currently mine is, for every 1,000 views, it sits around $14, right? For every 1,000 views that we get. Yeah, Mohammed, that's what we're doing. So I'm going to be changing the streaming schedule so that I can actually do that. Film some long form content. Do other things outside of just live streams to build the channel. So we're going to be streaming more during regular trading hours starting the new year. Monday, Wednesday, we're probably going to do 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then Fridays, we're going to do the New York Open. Sunday night will be the only time that I do globex. So we're going to be pivoting away from doing the night streams. But yes, unfortunately, like filming long form content, getting it edited, getting it out takes time, which I just don't have with my current schedule. I don't have the time to do it. So we have to make that pivot, unfortunately. Yeah, Nathan's, a lot of people do write off at eval purchases. You definitely can do that. My trading, I keep separate from the YouTube business. So I run all my trading stuff through another LLC, and the YouTube channel is something entirely different because I have a business partner, so to speak, on that business. I don't want my trading intertwined with the YouTube channel. Does that make sense? Hey, what's up, SDJ? I'm going to go up against D Money. Who's D Money? Rice, you were yelling this. Look, Nathan's, here's the thing, guys. I don't spend a lot on evals. Like, there's not really a lot to write off, right? PW afternoon guy. Well, I mean, I'm not going to compete with the big guys initially, right? Like, I'm a very average trader. Very average trader. My channel, I want more to be about the vibes and a cool place where we can all learn together. You know, for me, it's not about the getting into drama or worrying about what other people are doing. I don't really care what other people are doing. You know, this whole time we're battling with the Steve Kalajian on My Fun of Futures. We're battling with Top Step TV in Dakota. And we've still done okay. At what profitability would you consider opening an LLC for trading? I would say anything over, like, honestly, anything, to tell you the truth, because there's a lot of write-offs no matter what you do. If you're trading and you want it to be, you got to treat your trading like a business. Yeah, Joe. I mean, they're fairly close to the same thing. There's a couple new rules. Like I said, consistency jumps into eval with the flex, and with the pro, it's still 1 day to pass. But yeah, like if you're to the point where you're making money from trading, form an LLC. There's a lot you can write off. There's a lot of stuff you can write off. You can write off the cost of new monitors, a new PC, right? A new desk, the room that you're trading from. You can write off part of the electric bill. You know, if you don't have an office that you're trading from. There's a lot of write-offs that you can actually have if you have the LLC and you're funneling your trading through that LLC. Yeah, Tim, I think a lot of people who have never done it before honestly think, you know, producing content is just simply getting in front of a camera, talking and uploading, right? There's so much more that goes into it than just that. So yeah, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. Like it's not as simple as me clicking record and saying what I need to say and getting the content out. Man, that would be great if it was that easy. Hopefully we can streamline the process at some point. It will become easier. But hopefully at that point also we're hiring a full-time editor, right? Where I don't have to touch it. Where all I'm doing is getting in front of the camera. That would be amazing. Martin, yeah, the U.S. tax code is a lot more business friendly. Like you really won't see a huge difference until like you're making over, let's say, $70,000 a year. That's when you'll really notice a massive difference. But yeah, it's definitely, it incentivizes, like the tax codes incentivize new business forming. We want new businesses here in America, right? Job growth, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, Caleb, exactly. Yeah, a 1 minute video can take forever. Even those YouTube shorts, you know, those take hours sometimes. The easiest ones to edit are ones that I've filmed where I'm in a trade, just because we know where the trade's at, right? Like imagine combing through a 3-hour live stream to try and find like a talking point or something like that. These bigger streamers, I think what people don't realize is that they have entire teams working behind them. They have multiple editors. They have marketing teams. They have all these people that do all the little things. And what all they do is get in front of the camera at a certain point. Like the big streamers that are out there that you guys probably watch, they have entire teams working behind them. We don't have that. We're doing all that. But you put me in my shoes, and the way that I make money is still for my trading, right? Like I still have to trade, like seriously, because that's my income, that's my full-time income. So I have to take that portion of it seriously. But then you throw on the streaming and everything else on top of it, it becomes very difficult to manage your time. Nathan's, I trade full-time. I'm a full-time trader. That's how I earn my living. That's how I make my money. My goodness, look at the Nasdaq. Are you guys actively trading this? Lance, doesn't the affiliates? So the affiliates basically pay my business partner, Lance. I don't make a lot. Like we don't make a ton of money off the affiliates, right? They go to pay him for the work that he does for the channel. I barely make I barely make anything off of it, to tell you the truth. Currently. At a certain point, right, like your channel gets big enough people are using your code. Yeah, there's tons of money there. Tons of money there. There's tons of money. So those channels that you see that have, you know, lots of giveaways, right? Like those guys are making a killing off of their affiliates. Making a killing. I mean, I'm talking like 20,000, 30,000 a month. So yeah, I mean, when you guys use code Wes, yes, it helps for sure. It helps for sure. But like, I'm not making enough for me to completely blow off my trading, right? Like, no way. No shot. Yeah, Fred. Yeah, you just got short at 20, covering at 15. Yeah, if you can make, if you're getting 5 points in this, you're doing a good job. Hey, what's up, Disciplined Futures Trader? How are you? It's still weird seeing all your guys' handles instead of your actual names there on the chat. Yeah, Caleb, at a certain point, they just don't care about their trading anymore. They'll just go max leverage. Because also, they've got so many free accounts lined up that they can just, you know, they aren't, at a certain point, they're not paying for anything. So yeah, they're in the game to just post the huge profits. A lot of them. Like, let's just post as big of profits as we possibly can. We'll YOLO until we hit it. Yeah, Nathan's for the most part. I'm so sometimes there's variation, right? Like this morning, my key level was 200. And I said any holds above 200, we're going to be long from 220. First target was 265 because of this wick sitting here that could have served as rejection. We also had an overnight bounce sitting there. So that's always my first target, my safe target, right? But then my next target generally is the next level to the top side, or front running the next level to the top side, or downside if I'm short. And then the second level beyond that is usually, unless there's something in between, is usually my next target. But yes, level to level is a good target. It generally plays out just with the volatility that we've been seeing lately. I wasn't willing to, you know, you're not going to sit there and risk a 40 to 50 point pullback on you. I have done it in the past, though. But yeah, I don't have the luxury of those other streamers have. Nathan's, I try not to use the consolidation areas a whole lot, just because those areas often, if it was choppy in those areas, like you can see here, right? Like we're just kind of consolidating a little bit. I would rather be playing the extremes, because at least then you're going to know relatively quickly whether you're right or wrong. Because a lot of times after consolidation zones, what you'll end up getting is wicks on the top and bottom side of that range. So I would prefer to be executing from the extremes. You know, previous swing highs, previous swing lows. Anything that's choppy like this, I don't want to be executing. Right? We're chopping, we're chopping, we're chopping. The easiest way that I started out, and I don't do this much anymore. I kind of take more trades than I have in the past, because I have a little bit better read on order flow, is just to simply take all these black areas on your charts after you draw your levels and consider these no trade zones. Like, You will not execute anywhere that is black on your charts, or gray or white, or whatever the background color is on your charts. Say, hey, I'm just not going to execute anywhere in here. This is off limits. I'm only going to execute where I have a level, and that's it. Right? That will limit the amount of trades you take. It will limit your risk, and I think you'll see a drastic change. For those of you that are really struggling to build an account, if you, I swear, if you simply do that, that will be a game changer for you. Right? Build a good foundation for your strategy. White if you're a serial killer. Yeah. Yeah, if you like to blind people with those white backgrounds, for sure. But that should be the baseline for almost any strategy. Is just find easily identifiable support and resistance and only execute from those areas, right? Well, long saying, why? It's short or long, bro. I mean, you do you. You do you. Go ahead, click those buttons. Why have it be a coin flip odd? Why have it be coin flip odds when you can skew those odds in your favor to 80 or 90%? And you can limit your downside. You're waiting for my signal? This channel is not financial advice. It's not a signal service. If you're here to copy my trades, I'm on a time delay. You guys are 9 seconds behind me generally. Don't copy my trades. You will get wrecked. Nathan's the only moving averages that I use are on my daily chart. I use a daily 20, a daily 50, a daily 100, and a daily 200. And it's basically just to gain some overall context about where we're at. But no, I don't use RSI or MACD or any of that. Southpaw, I didn't know that I was a serial killer. You got white background on your chart, Southpaw? I mean, even to the downside here, guys, we still have central pivot that we got to get through. We got support sitting here at 360. Really 340 to 360. Yeah, Nathan's. Well, it was because I was still working a full-time job at that time as well. So really, I only had a very small window to learn how to trade. And I just wasn't willing to risk real money when I started out. And I knew, I had plenty of people tell me I would just lose a bunch of money in that first year anyway. So I was like, okay, well, let me prove that I can actually profit something on a paper account before I ever try putting real money on the line. And then the next step was trading with a prop firm, and then using any kind of payouts that I got to fund a personal. Nathan's, that's the one thing about this line of work is you're constantly going to be refining it. There's always something new to learn. You know, the markets are never the same. It's not the same every day. That's why one strategy is not going to always work. You need to be able to adapt to market conditions. You need to, like, you're constantly going to be changing. Your baseline for your entries shouldn't change a whole lot, but your clues for getting in will. Like, you'll start looking at things like the VIX. Like, okay, is today going to be a high volatility day? Do I need to size down? Do I need to give my trades more room to breathe? You know, those kind of things that you'll add to your trading as time goes on. But honestly, I truly believe as long as you can locate, you know, major swing highs, major swing lows, and only be executing from those areas so that you know relatively quickly when you're right or wrong. And if you're right, the targets are usually pretty wide for your next target to the top side and downside. I truly believe anybody can do it. It's just a matter of, do you have the self-discipline to wait for the market to get there? You know, that's what most people lack. And then they have poor risk management. Most people don't have the patience to sit there and stare at a chart for 2 hours without taking a trade. They just don't have it. Now I'm mentally ill. I'm learning a lot about myself tonight. Thanks, guys. On average every day. Well, Nathan's like, I go into every market. Those people that have channel memberships have my pre-market trading plan, or they have access to it every morning. So I go into every market open with a single trade plan for the New York Open. It says, hey, if this level gets traded, if price does this, I'm going to be taking a long. If price does this, I'm going to be taking a short. Right? Like today, I kind of already pulled it over, but I know a lot of you are new here. Today, my pre-market trading plan, key level was 25,200. If price held above, I was going to be long at 220. If price dropped below, I was going to be short at 200. Right? And then I have 3 targets to the top side. This one, if price holds above, I would say about 75% confident that target 1 is going to get hit, right? That's a 45-point trade right there. Even if that's all you took, that's day done. That's over an $800, that's a $900 trade right here, right? And then I have these extension targets. And basically, if this target gets hit, I'm about 50% confident that this target's going to get hit. And if this target gets hit, I'm about 20. This drops down to about 20% confident that target 3 is going to get hit. Same thing to the downside. And that's how I develop my plan every morning. I pick a level that I think is going to get traded into, and then based on what's happened overnight, I develop a trade plan around that level. Right? We go back to this morning. It's open, right? We opened around here. We kind of had a pump up. Didn't execute, waited, pulled back down. It came down to like 210, and then it reclaimed. And that's when I got long. And you can see all 3 targets to the top side got hit eventually. Really just straight up almost. Granted, a lot of volatility in here. No, Nathan, I always execute on the 5-minute. Always execute on the 5-minute. I know some people like to go lower time frame, but I prefer the 5-minute. It moves a little bit slower for me. Granted, a lot happens in 5 minutes during the New York Open, but I'm far more comfortable. My analysis is all higher time frame anyway. 5 minutes should be low enough. Nope. Nathan, no break of structure. Generally, My key level, you'll notice, is at the point generally when that would be a break, right? Like we're uptrending, we're uptrending, we're uptrending. This technically would have been the break of structure had we broken down. We didn't break structure, so I'm long. Does that make sense? For those of you that are, you know, SMC or ICT traders, I don't trade ICT concepts. My trading is far more simple than any of that stuff that you're learning, that really complex stuff that you're learning off the internet. It's really simple. Yeah, I use Confluence. I use order flow. ICT, I can't trade. Nathan, so what you see on the screen, this denotes my risk per trade. I generally trade 1 to 2 minis. I don't recommend that you guys do that, obviously, if you have a smaller account balance. But I generally trade 1 to 2 minis. But the reason why these are all 20 points is because that is my risk. I'm looking to execute longs from the top sides of these boxes, stop at or just below the bottom extreme, shorts from the bottom side, from the bottom extreme, with the stop at or just below the top extreme. Does that make sense? This denotes my risk. Just make it really easy. What's up, Anaya? How are you? No, Nathan's. Mine are all 50Ks. I didn't start my accounts this way though. Like when I'm starting out a brand new account, a fresh account, it's usually like 3 micros until I have, you know, a balance. For the 150Ks, so you're looking at $9,000 profit target. Johnny, I'm not in a trade right now. Condivergence master. Yeah, those are just rectangles that I draw on my chart. All they are is this, right? So those are areas of support and resistance, or that I determine as support and resistance. Chicken trader, I guess it all depends on where you're at in your journey. Like if you're a new trader, let's see, what do you have? So you have what, $4,500 on the are they on the 150Ks? Well, Joe, the 50K pros are 1 day to pass, so those are going to be the easiest, right? You could YOLO. You could YOLO the account, but if you're trading them smart to pass, yeah, obviously the flex is going to be a little bit easier just because you only have a $1,500 target, you know, or max win on a day to stay within consistency. Yeah, my strategy is extremely basic condivergence. I think too many people are looking at too much stuff when they're learning how to trade or when they're trying to develop a strategy. Just make it simple. Guys, some of the best traders I know don't even look at charts. They trade from the DOM just because they know 1 or 2 things to look for, and they place a trade from the DOM and they don't even look at a chart. Con Divergence, that's coming. That is coming. If you want somebody that's really good, that I think is really good, that has free information about how to spot those, that's on the internet, look up Vincent Desiano. Vincent Desiano does a great job of like putting it in plain man's terms about support and resistance. I believe he even does like a pre-market show where he goes over all the indexes and symbols that he's looking at and marks the charts up. His is going to look different than mine, obviously, right? But I think he does a really good job explaining it. We are going to get a video out soon, though, that goes over how I draw my levels and what to look for. Yep. That's exactly right, Con Divergence. He's a really good trader. There's definitely a lot to learn there. All right, guys. So it looks like we might be breaking down a little bit. What I would look for those of you that I know you're asking about strategy right now. What I would look for at this point, I'm probably not going to take the trade because I'm probably going to go to sleep here soon, but I will give you a little glimpse about what I would be looking for at this point. So what I would be looking for is a break, a retest, and a hold below 340. Or we're looking for a reclaim, maybe retest central pivot, pull back in, and hold above 360 for a long. What's up, Spence? Yeah, we're going to be working on that. That's why we're going to be changing the streaming schedule here soon to doing RTH streams for a couple hours. And only doing Sunday globex streams. I think you guys will enjoy the RTH streams a little bit more anyway. There's a little more activity going on. There's going to be some streams that I go into where I've been in a trade for an hour or two, you know, where I'm up a couple grand and I'm just holding a position. You'll get to see a little different side of my trading than you see during these globex sessions. Regular trading hours, New York session. Hey, what's up, Bruce Lee? How are you? Man, people tuning in late tonight. Yeah, yes. Chicken trader. So these would be my entries. So I'd be waiting for price to do exactly what I have drawn here, right? Like the candle structure is going to look a little bit different, but that's kind of what I would be looking for. So I'm not going to enter right as price gets in there on the first test. I'm going to wait for the retest every time. Yeah, Bruce Lee, we're gonna go starting the new year. We're gonna go to Sunday globex, and then we're gonna do Monday and Wednesday 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then we're gonna do Friday New York Open. We're gonna do Friday mornings. Let me get these drawings out of here so we can see what's going on. Faye, so that's another thing. So it varies, right? If the volatility is way down, like guys, I can't recommend enough before the market ever even opens. Pull up the VIX, see what the VIX is at. If the VIX is above 20, If the VIX is above 20, realize that the market could have some volatility in it. If it's below 20, it'll probably be more expected kind of moves, right? Do that first thing in the morning. If the VIX is above 20, size down. First and foremost, size down, widen your stop. Because you're going to get, especially trading the Nasdaq, you're going to get those huge wicks out of nowhere that are going to take you out of a lot of trades or hit your stop loss and then go in your favor. You're going to need to actually give your trade a little bit more room to breathe than you typically would. I would say moving stop loss into take profit. I'm a firm believer that if a trade goes positive, right? Like if you're 10 points, 15, 20 points positive, go ahead and go to break even. You can always re-enter if you still like the trade, but there's zero reason to allow a trade to go red on you that's been green, right? Like there's just no reason for it. I know other people preach different things. They say don't mess with your stop loss, leave your stop loss where it is. I don't believe in that. I say if a trade goes green, don't let that trade go red, right? Capital preservation. There's zero reason to have an $800 trade turn into a $400 loser after it's been $800 in profit. No reason. Especially if your target's wider than that. So I'm a firm believer in going to break even relatively quickly. Does it hurt me sometimes? Yeah, it hurts me, but it's better than the alternative. I take a lot of break evens. Oh, the Matrix, you said that in the wrong channel. You said that in the wrong channel. If you're finding success trading ICT concepts, if you're having success trading ICT concepts, congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. ICT is not the market maker. ICT did not design the algorithm. There's not one single algorithm that controls the entire market. So, congratulations. If you found success trading ICT concepts, he's a brilliant marketer. I've got nothing against him, but people were trading long before ICT was ever around. He does not control the markets. And I mean that in the kindest way possible. I mean that in the kindest way possible. You know, everybody, you know, I watch all these ICT traders talk about fair value gaps. Oh, goodness. All it is a low volume area. Like, congratulations. If you're trading support and resistance using fair value gap and you're able to draw it on your charts, congrats. You know, what's the other one? Accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Yeah, congratulations. You've determined how to trade. Use overnight highs and overnight lows as support or resistance. You know, like, congrats. Slap a fancy word on it and call it what it is. It's brilliant though. I'll give it to him. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. He's got a cult-like following. It's insane. It has completely taken over the YouTube space. He has completely gotten almost an entire generation believing it all. But if that's helping you, by all means, use it. I'm not here to judge anybody for the way they're making money. Like, I'm not, I'm nobody. So like, if you're finding ICT strat useful, by all means, use it. I'm not gonna hate on you, but no. The Matrix, I have watched his videos. I've watched his videos. You're not going to convince me otherwise. You're not going to convince me. You're not going to convince a lot of traders otherwise. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brilliant marketing. Brilliant marketing. I know, Philo. I know. You don't look. I know. I know. But when you're just coming up and you're just learning how to trade, right? When you're just learning how to trade, that's what's force fed. The 20 somethings, the 19 somethings. That's what's thrown in your face by everybody, by most of the influencers out there. Like, that's what they're trading, and they're posting these huge profits, right? But the fact of the matter is you still have to find a way to form it so that your brain processes that data and information the same way that he's pointing out. Like, things still have to line up correctly. But no, don't. I mean, Nathan's, that's an easy strat because it can be repeated, right? Like, you can take a 15-minute opening range break and trade it, and as long as your risk is appropriate, you can trade that successfully, right? Like, you can trade any strategy successfully, technically. It's perfect technical science. You've been trading for 15 years. Oh my goodness. You did not just say that. Yeah, Michael, I know. I know. Oh, goodness. I can tell you this. I know a lot of people who trade ICT that fail. I know a lot of people that trade ICT that fail. If it was the all-knowing golden goose, you'd have tons of people making all kinds of money all the time, right? But that's not the case. That's not the case. I see them fail frequently. But yeah, that's what the younger generation is force fed, unfortunately, because they are seeing some people who use ICT concepts have posted big profits, right? And that's what they're being force fed. And so that's where they go to learn. And that's what they think it is, right? It's as simple as that. Yeah, a brilliant marketing. Brilliant marketing. I'm not saying anything about that. And I got nothing against anybody who trades ICT, right? Like, if you're making money, congratulations. Use whatever makes you money. Whatever registers in your brain to recognize patterns, use it. Hey, later, Martin. All you had to do was start with 5 million and listen to his advice. The Matrix. Yes, he does post for free. He does post for free, right? He does put them out there for free. However, now you've got people out there selling courses off his free stuff for thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars every few months. And that's not going to make them profitable. I'm sorry. The Matrix, you can do whatever you want to do. You can believe whatever you want to believe. You can believe ICT is the know-all. You're not going to convince me. You're not going to convince me. Nor are you going to convince anybody who's been trading a while. Yeah, Mo, it's coming back into it at this point. It's coming back into it at this point. I'm going to need it to retest, though. The Matrix, why are you in here just pumping ICT? Why do I feel like this is some sort of... I don't understand. I don't understand. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. He's got somebody in here completely arguing that it's the way. It's the golden goose. Are you kidding me? Like, that is where we're at in the trading space now? Like, my goodness, dude. That's great. Congratulations, Matrix. You don't need to sell him here. You don't need to sell him here. I'm glad. I'm glad he changed your life. I'm glad you're finding success. I'm glad you think it's the golden ticket and that it's the only way to trade, right? Like, it's unbelievable. Garbage. Oh, jeez. Unreal. Doesn't sell anything but his 2 million followers that he makes all kinds of money from. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. He doesn't have to sell a course. He sold an idea to 2 million followers. He doesn't have to sell a course. Yeah, Bruce, I don't I don't blame you, brother. I get it. I know. I know. He sold a lot of courses. Didn't he lose the Robbins Cup? I think he quit the Robbins Cup. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even care. I'll be honest with you. I just don't even care. I don't care. Chris, where's your mods? I know we have a lot of mods, actually. We should have a lot of mods. Mohammed, the pre-market levels are in Level Up Discord. It's for YouTube channel members only, though. Bye. Oh boy, what did this turn into? Sorry, Matrix. I didn't mean to do this. I know you're probably angry. I feel bad now. I feel bad. Oronzun, I trade on Quantower trading platform. It's scary to learn it first. when the level course coming out, you're charging like 4.5K, right? No, I'll never sell any courses, no mentorship programs, no signal services, nothing. Yeah, Michael, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Like I said, I got nothing against anybody who trades ICT and finds success with it, right? I have nothing against them. Like, if it's making you money, who's anybody to tell you anything differently? Yeah, later, Tim. You know, if that's what your brain registers as a pattern, by all means, use it. Yeah, we just never got the retest, did we? It was just kind of a tap and go down here. Well, thanks for keeping me entertained, guys. I appreciate it. Matrix, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to go there. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream there tonight, guys. I will be back tomorrow night. I know the Matrix. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, that was funny. No, by all means, guys. If you found something that works for you, whether it be ICT, whether it be trades by Matt's wick test strategy, or if you find something that works for you, by all means use it. I'm not gonna hate on anybody for making money, right? But just don't think that there's only one way. That's all I'm saying. Like, you got to find what works for you. You got to find what your brain clicks with. You got to find out how you process information. Everybody's risk appetites are different. Everybody's account balances are different. We all process information differently. So you all got to find what's works for you. No, ICT is not the only way to trade. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Trade safe. Stay patient. I'll see you all tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Peace.